broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
A little smooth intro.
Welcome.
Shout out Kate.
I can't do the Barry White. I feel like I need to do the Barry White voice.
Like on radio right now.
Tell me where you wanna go.
Hey, we're here, AfterBuzz TV. You know what time it is. Survivor's Remorse. I'm with the baddest crew in the land. We are here for episode, guys, what? 4?
Yeah.
4, right? Hey.
Hey now.
Shout out to everybody tuned in. We are at youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. Hashtag ABTTVSR. Keep the conversation going in the YouTube comments, or we are all on Twitter and Instagram, which we are going to get into. But trust me, we're also on SoundCloud. We're also on iTunes, and we even have a smartphone app. Trust me, yes. 2015. We are upgraded up in here.
There's an app for that.
Shout out to AfterBuzz. The specific smartphone app is called AfterBuzz TV. So make sure you tune in and cop that, download that, and you can hear us every Sunday because we're gonna be here every Sunday. Me, I'm your boy Jimmy V, and I'm with the baddest crew in the land. Introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Trene. You want to catch me up on Twitter and Instagram at your girl Trene.
Mm-hmm. Hey, hello everybody, I'm back. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Shaprintace Lynn with 2 N's. And
y'all forgot to be your own dad over there for Jimmy
my
B.
man Gary, he got
I'll be looking out, y'all.
I'm on Twitter and the gram at be your own dad. But Gary, where you at, man? Tell
I'm on
him.
Instagram and Twitter at I am Gary Thomas. And wait a minute, Shaprintace is back, and as you young kids say, Shaprintace is beat to the gods today.
Check her out now. Check her out now.
You know, I missed y'all. I was watching, I was like, yes. And then I watched the show twice. Mm-hmm. I was so upset I couldn't be here because Mama got her groove.
She really did.
That's right. If you guys do not know, yep. She did have the prediction that the mom was gonna get down and busy, and she did actually do exactly what Shaprintace thought. So everybody, give her a quick round of applause.
I did not predict that she would get an upgraded, vag, but she did, and I was excited about that too. Hey.
and that was pretty much all about what episode 3 was all about. So
I was hoping that they were gonna open it up for episode 4 with her, getting in again,
right?
But they didn't.
Which we only saw her 1 or 2 scenes now.
Episode 4.
Yes.
But to get into episode 4, we start back. They go back to the hometown, Boston, Mass. Cam is being interviewed over on the Dennis and Callahan show, and he was just explaining how, due to the incident with his sister, he missed 6 games. The team is kind of going down, and he's trying to get back on his game. So obviously they are interviewing him, and I just wanted to mention quick that they made a quick drop about Aaron Hernandez, which was with the Patriots. I personally thought that was funny because being that I am from Boston, when all that went down, everybody was talking about it. I mean, every single day for 2-3 weeks, and I was hurt.
It was hot news for a little while.
I was hurt. Exactly. And then I just like how, even though it's a show, they spoke about things happening in the area too, to kind of relate there. But as we see, Cam wants to get back on his game, so he got real bossy. I don't know about you guys, but which we kind of spoke about. He was like, all right, I need some shorts. I need this food.
Let me tell you how
I need this hotel.
Annoying.
Looking over here.
Let me tell you how annoying Cam is this episode.
What's up?
At the same time, I will give this to the writers and Cam's character. It shed a light on something about myself. Because he was just so just wanting everyone to fit into his world. And I noticed that, especially, now that I'm in California and I have a different lifestyle as an entertainer, like I want my family and my friends to be like, well, you just got to get your life together to do this. It's annoying how Cam wants so many people to fit into his cookie cutter world to make him happy and make his luck and everything, but really people are happy in who they are, and you just kind of got to let people live. And that's something I learned from Cam's character, but Cam's character needs to learn that everyone is not going to do things the way you want it to go. He's just so bossy and so demanding and do this and do that, and you need to get your life together and you need to do this. It's just annoying sometimes.
And it's like he needed that lucky strike, like everything from the lucky hotel room, like let's get
absolutely everything has to fit his world to make him work.
It was very childish. He was very childish this episode, and I'm like, where's that grown ass man? Because you ain't being in this episode.
Right. Now I remember when I was like 12 or 13, I carried around a penny. I thought it was like my lucky penny. I thought it brought me luck until I
that
lost
penny's in your pocket right
now. So have you guys ever believed in all that superstitious, like he said, Mom, I need my lucky shorts? I mean, do you guys think anything of that?
No, not for me, because the way I was raised in a very Christian household, and it's like, God is your luck.
Absolutely.
It is Sunday.
Right, amen. So anything other than, God or something other than that, like in my household, we didn't believe in luck. We believed in you were blessed, and God blessed you. Yeah. And so, no, I didn't have any lucky nothing.
Well, I was an athlete, so I know how it is. Like, I remember
lucky coin.
I had to have my hair pulled back, because I felt like if it wasn't pulled back, my A game would be off when I hit the track. So,
well, that makes you wind resistant,
right?
Hold you back.
That's like science. It's like I had to have that. Like that was
it
what I
made you
had
more
to have.
aerodynamic, yeah.
Or I had to have my lucky shorts under.
That's right.
I had, so I know it.
Which they made a quick reference about that. Michael Jordan did wear his shorts under his thing, so I feel that's where they kind of came with that. So once again, shout out to the writers. They're kind of gelling everything.
Yeah, I have to agree with Shaprintace that you are believing in luck. You don't believe in God, then I'm sorry, because that's just ridiculous. Like we don't need those superstitions. Like we have gifts that we can use. So I've never had that either.
Like for instance, today, like I don't have any lucky like things to do, and like my Cowboys are playing right now, and I'm just like praying that they win. I don't need any luck. I got God. Praise Him.
So then, as we continue on, one thing that Cam thought was bringing him luck was his high school coach, which we learn later on in the episode. Reason why he wanted him at the game was his sophomore year. He put him in, and that's where he kind of started being Cam. Come to find out, the coach was like, "No, I just knew to start you." Compared to not, because everybody else was slower
than you.
Exactly. And then which we learned the coach needs to go on a diet. He's had too much smoothies, too much ice cream.
I thought he had a disease at first, like a
no,
like like how you just gain weight because you get really sick or something. Like I was just really confused at first. I was like, oh wow, maybe he's sick. Like I thought they were going to bring that in, but it was just that he was depressed. Wifey left him.
No,
but he wasn't even depressed.
Well,
he's comfortable.
That was a moment.
Shout out to the song.
That is the moment I said Cam is really annoying me, because he's like, you want to change him? This man's like, I am happy. So I'm doing this, and this, A, B, and C. I'm cool. You need to worry about you. Yeah, so he was fat, and I, for once, all the episodes, all the one-liners were so good. It was like so funny, this episode, about his weight. Like they had so many different jokes. It's like back to back to back to back, catch you into it.
Which was actually great, because as we know, Uncle Julius wasn't really in this episode, but they still kept the funny,
kept the comedy alive.
Yeah, but exactly. I felt Uncle Julius's presence gone. Yeah, because he was not
Boston,
there.
If he was in Boston at the time,
I needed him.
That would have been funny.
Yes, we needed Uncle Julius. We need Uncle Julius every episode. I mean, everyone's funny, but no one's funny like Uncle Julius.
I think if he was at the plantation.
Oh, I would have loved to see Uncle Julius at the plantation.
M. Chuck and the mother as well as the wife visit. I thought that would be hilarious.
Why in the hell did Missy have that hat on?
I don't know. I ain't trying to cover up. I think they listened to it.
It looked worse. It just looked
worse.
Can they put some curl activator in this?
It looks so dry.
Help us out, right?
Right, like get her curls on fleek, get the edges together. Like, what are we doing with it? I feel like it's so disrespectful to the natural community that they're letting her be on camera like this and making a mockery of her hair.
Yeah,
I would say that her fashion game is on point this season, though.
Yeah,
because last season she kind of looked like a little Stepford wife. This, they had her with the hat on, had her stepping out with the all black with a jacket, had her in the lingerie.
It's like they just Lily just dropped on top of her head. It wasn't even like pulled down. It wasn't even like cover the sun, right? Like, why did they do that to her? And Tiana's so pretty too.
She is
very pretty.
gorgeous.
Which I was watching Dear White People,
which is on Netflix. Because you're not
weekend. Exactly. I seen it, and like we spoke about before, she just keeps growing and growing into a great actress, which she is now. So
I wonder what she's gonna be in next. Because Dear White People, she definitely. I really liked her character a lot. Like,
she plays that uppity black woman character very well. Her voice is just it's kind of sexy. Like, it's just really smooth. Tiana is hot. Tiana's hot.
You ain't got to tell me twice.
What was that, Tiana? Sure, Tiana, no problem.
So to move along, M. Chuck, she was feeling some type of way towards the
when
lady.
is M. Chuck not feeling some type of way?
Exactly, right.
She's such an activist.
Exactly, but I actually do like that she's always the one that speaks up, because I appreciate the whole presentation of something of the whole slavery, but they turned it around and they made it funny, and that's what we always like about this show.
Yeah.
A lot of racial subjects. Definitely.
You said that last episode about
I keep noticing it. I keep noticing it, how they're either poking fun at it or they're bringing light to it. And I think that's pretty dope. I mean, race, we need to shed more light on it. We shouldn't be scared. And I think that they really brought a comical side when they had the slaves doing the musical in the beginning. That was really caught me off guard.
Do you think, with everything going on in society right now, do you think this is a time to bring that kind of comedy towards racial issues?
I think so. They're not the only ones doing it. It's a lot of shows out here that are making fun. Blackish did it all its first season.
All first season.
See, Blackish, now y'all know that is stuff that happens in your household, okay?
It's true. It's very true.
That's why it's so relatable. Exactly.
So they're not the only ones. And yeah, do it. Make fun of it. You have a platform where it's an all black ensemble cast, and it's like, yeah, this is the time to do it now, as opposed when it's a mix and it's like somebody might get in trouble and you don't want all that. So I mean, now is the time to do it, and they're doing a great job at it. They're spreading, they're creating awareness, and they're also making fun of it and making a joke, so it's not so heavy. So I think it's awesome. And I've been to quite a few plantations, and I didn't look at it like that. We do, because I grew up in the South, so
Got you. Okay.
There are plantations everywhere. There are plantation resorts where you go and stay, and
and they give you guys like a tour of.
It's just an old plantation they turned into a resort, and so you see the actual plantation house. You'll see the whistle trail, but they didn't have any like slaves reenacting.
Out there singing.
Yeah, I don't know how I would have felt about that, but they just showed where they were and what was happening out there, and I thought it was interesting. It's a great piece of history.
Yeah,
I guess I'm just on the fence about it, because I agree with you guys. I definitely think we need to bring some lightheartedness to it. But I'm just 2015, and just has been a good year for the black actor, and not just to make it about race, because I definitely don't want to be known as a black actor. We want to be known as actors, but it's just such a good time for us to do. We have an opportunity. We're on a platform where we're being greater. I wish the show would do a little bit more for them as actors, and I like that this season their acting is way better. It's way quicker. They're way more on top of their characters.
They stepping up.
We have like 2 black thrillers right now. We had the one with Taraji P. Henson and Idris Elba. Now we have Sanaa Lathan and Michael Eaton. We're at a time where our content can be so much more than the shucking and jiving that we've been doing for so long. They always look at us as comedians, and they want us to do all these things that are like ratchet because we're black, but now we're at a time where acting is so good in the black community. I just wish sometimes Survivor's Remorse would tap into that. Although, like I said, the second season has been way better as far as the acting.
Now, I did like when they were speaking with the girl who was the white girl. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. But after speaking with M. Chuck, she said, listen, this is a gig. I don't want to do it, but I got to do it. I got bills. I got stuff that I got to take care of. And especially out here, that's something we can all relate to, because everything that comes our way, we don't like it, but we all got bills, and that's something that we just have to get
Then you go get you a serving job. You don't use your creativity to make fun of history. I wouldn't take an acting gig or a hosting gig that is blatantly disrespectful. I don't got to do that for a check. That just sounded ridiculous.
But you know, they had, some of them said they had kids, and they had, you know.
You say you got 4 kids and you out here shucking and jiving. What you want 4 kids to look at? Stop it. Stop it right now. Go get you a manager job or a telemarketing job or something until you get the gig that is really for you. Because that's the problem with us as entertainers. We take stuff that we have no business doing.
Which is actually true, though.
That's true.
Like, it's a two-sided coin.
Yeah, I don't want
to.
God give me this talent to be doing all of that.
Want to be working, but at the same time, there's jobs that if you take, you kind of lower yourself.
Yes.
And I watch a lot of interviews on the Breakfast Club, Hot 977, and they always speak about things that what lowers yourself is taking those jobs, you know, but you need
doing the things that people
cash.
have told us we need to do to get into the industry. We're taking jobs that we're not supposed to. For example, in Essence Magazine, Taraji P. Henson just had an interview, I think it was on the Essence, where she said she moved here with her son, 26 years old. She ain't had time to be in the club and do all that. She was like, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna push. And why would that girl take that job if she didn't want to do it? Like, that's just ridiculous. And you don't gotta pay a bill like that.
And then they always have a crazy way of switching the show around and, you know, getting you off guard. They had M. Chuck with the white girl.
M. Chuck ends up doing her thug fizzle with the white girl. And once again, I just think that's the comical side that the writers always like to do there. So,
But that's so M. Chuck. I kind of saw that one coming. I was like, yeah.
you know,
You know,
she's
when's the music?
honest.
The music. She was like, what you listening to?
I didn't see that coming at all. Like it clearly caught me off guard. I was like, what? She's lifting up her skirt. Like,
How
this
many
is
skirts
very-
are under?
Yeah.
She's like, it better be worth
It
it.
is.
Trust me. It is.
Ooh, Nana.
Hey, look what you done started. I want to give a big round of applause to Reggie, because he finally gave Cam the conversation that he needed. So after we learned Cam had Reggie do all this to get the coach out of the house, and the coach didn't get out of the house. So Reggie finally kept it real and said, I thought you were a grown-ass man. How about you handle your own business instead of always trying to help everybody else? And it's just causing more issues with
drama
yourself. And I know I try to help out people as much as I can, but I have to be established first before I can give out a helping hand.
Yeah.
He really bent backwards for Cam. Reggie, like, I feel like
Yeah,
he's like the
construction
best
workers.
sports manager anyone could have, especially when he had to deal with the Irish. Well, I don't know if they were Irish, but in the show, they
Bostonians,
you know, they
that
all
they were trying to-
the Boston
yeah.
Celtic attendees. They were very, very rude to Reggie, and I really like how Reggie always, you know, he keeps his composure.
Definitely.
He's always faced with crazy stuff like this. The last episode with the mermaid, and now he has to deal with this to please Cam.
First of all, I agree with you guys that he gave Cam the read of his life.
He needs to, yeah.
Pulled out a laundry list and was like, listen, ABCD need to get together right now. Like, you are doing
more.
just a ridiculous amount of stuff. I only think I was looking at it, because I know, you know, being black, so to speak, sometimes we got bad attitudes. You got to let some people have it. And I was thinking about how they're actually from the hood, and I was like, I'm waiting on that moment for Reggie, like, listen, you playing with the wrong one.
That's
like,
right, yeah.
But he always is put together and holds it together and speaks well. But sometimes you just gotta let some people see that other side of you.
I feel feel like this has happened. I feel like this is the same conversation that keeps happening. I mean, in just different ways, in different, like, I feel like, I don't know, and maybe viewers, you can help us and, you know, leave a comment, but I feel like this happened in season 1 too, where Reggie had to sit Cam down, like, listen, you tripping.
It's needed.
I
It's
felt
very
like
much
it
needed.
happened in season 1 too. So I'm like, why does this keep happening? Why isn't Cam learning
He's hard-headed.
to be grown?
That too.
Maybe he
I'm
needs
just
some
not
therapy.
understanding.
I mean, he's young. He's got millions to his name. He thinks he's on top of the world. You know?
Yeah.
He
But
likes
it's-
those.
I just don't like that he just wants everybody to fit into this. Like, that man don't want liposuction.
Yeah.
No.
You know, he doesn't want it. He wants to live
He
his
wants
life
to sit
like
on the
that.
couch, watch Netflix.
Yeah.
And he said he's blessed, and that's what he
Play
considers a
Sudoku.
blessing. That is what he considers a blessing. Just because you don't consider it a blessing, but Cam needs to worry about himself because obviously he's still dealing with this whole new light of fame and everything, with all these superstitions and all these wants, and he doesn't do anything himself. He always puts it on Reggie.
He does. Yeah.
Like, so Reggie looks ridiculous instead of you.
True.
Yeah.
And it started off with the radio host. You know, he visited the radio host at first, and they were telling him how he didn't have a good season. And that's one thing as an entertainer, you have to always deal with that pressure. There's sometimes people are gonna make fun of what you wear. Are you gonna crawl into a ball and say, "Oh, I can't do this anymore"? You just gotta say, "Bye, haters. Check up the deuces," and
Exactly.
keep it moving. So.
Keep it pushing.
Yes, definitely.
I like the way you finished that there. So that pretty much sums up the episode there. I want to see Uncle Julius come back, of course.
Yes.
Viewers out there, I was mentioning before we hopped on, I was on Instagram and I did go on Mike Epps' page, and he did have a picture of him, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love, and he did do the hashtag survivors remorse. So
Shout out to
maybe,
the Cavs, to
Hey.
Clevelanders, all my
Oh.
216ers.
which we do have to say congratulations because they did get picked up for season 3. So
Yay!
one time quick.
Congratulations, season 3.
And then hopefully that picture has something to do with season 3, which I would be amped if we see actual stars.
Yeah.
Well, not that they're not stars, but actual
Jesse,
NBA
you just said
stars.
you ain't no star. Now you can't
My
say
fault,
that.
fam.
Now you
My
gotta
fault.
now you
Right.
gotta take it back. The fact that I called you corny, so he just called you not a star.
Jesse, we got a party with you.
Oh, you
Jesse has become one of my
You know what I mean?
favorite Snapchatters. Just not it be on the party because he's just so funny, like lighthearted. He'll be trying to be so serious, and at the end he'll be like, and you're like what's? I just like to watch it just for that.
No doubt. All right, so I think this is the perfect time to go into some predictions and see what's watching for season, for episode 5.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
And I'm gonna swing this over to Gary since he always goes last. I'm gonna have Gary go first.
My predictions. I'm still holding tight to getting Cam getting his heart broken by someone, some young lady. I really want to see him in a relationship. I would like to see a little bit more character building. I want to be able to find a character that I can be like, oh, it's my favorite, I'm following this one. I don't feel like we get an opportunity to, fall in love with the characters enough because we are kind of like going from episode to episode and not really tying the episode together or like learning them. So I want to see a little bit of that. I'm hoping that we get to dive into a little bit more, maybe a Cam, and maybe they'll do that later on in the season. We find out some new things about them.
I second that. My next prediction.
She is 1 for 1 over there.
Right.
No, as we were talking about Cam's issues, I was thinking, where's his daddy? He has daddy issues. So
Don't we all?
I want to.
Where you at?
That beat down
Child, that's
conversation.
another conversation. But I want to see where his dad is. What happened to his dad? Maybe he'll pop back up and try and get some money or something. And then Mom and M Chuck are like, hell no. And so I want to see that. I want to see where Cam's daddy went.
All
You
right.
took the words right out of my mouth. I was thinking the same thing, but right now the show's really touching light on Cam's struggle. So I want to see more of that basketball lifestyle. I want to see the groupies following him to his hotels. Like, I feel like the show is not really showing enough of that. Right now we're getting Cam's struggle and touching point on the daddy issues. Maybe he might start going to therapy. maybe that might be something that
I
could
think we would
happen.
have a really good opportunity that the show is a little bit longer than a half hour. I think that we would see so much more of that.
Yeah.
But therapy, I can definitely see that happening some point in the show for all the family.
The whole family, yeah.
Especially M. Chuck, because she
You know,
needs
black
them.
people don't go see that.
You know, we just pray. Huh?
Right.
Okay.
We just go pray.
Right.
I'm gonna go pray about
Right,
it.
pray about it.
My prediction, I'm gonna go with. I want to see Uncle Julius rev up the storyline. You know, get him into some more action or something, because I know he'll bring the funny no matter what. We did see a return of a character I kind of skipped over, Dirty Paul.
We did see him in season
one.
I'm glad you brought it up. 'Cause I
Wait a
wanted
second. Talk about it.
Let me choose my words correctly, because I was going to say some stuff that I ain't got no business on TV. But I really wanted to punch him in his face. Like,
Why
he
is
was
that?
so annoying. Like, if anybody ever came to me like that, like, I'm giving you tickets to my show. It's a really big deal. I'm in your city, and you telling me
trying
you
to
I'm
sell
trying
them?
to sell my tickets.
The
You better get
disrespect.
far out of my face before
Yeah.
I go smooth out. That was just so disrespectful to me.
I think
thought
that
so
was
too.
his sly way of trying to ask for money, because in the end, Cam handed him $300. Well, $200 at first, and then he's like, "I have 3 kids." It's like, if you wanted some money, bro, you should have just kept it real and said, "Hey, I'm missing the rent this month. Can I have some money?"
Which
you know
those
Cam's gonna give it to
kids
you.
turn into him getting a new TV so the kids can watch. But
Animal Planet.
That's just disrespectful. Like, if I had like a friend that was, in basketball, and they had me some, I'm going to the game, dog.
Yeah, right?
I'm
I'm
be
like,
a
I'm
good time. Right, we better kick it.
I'm front row Snapchat on fleek.
Shout out to the plug.
Hey, and I think that's a perfect way to end our after show. So once again, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Please leave a comment. What should they leave a comment about? What do they expect to see? Maybe
I want to see some of their predictions. That'll probably help ours.
We would love to hear your predictions, and we will shout you out next show
Yes,
for
we will.
making a comment, because we got your back. So of course, let's continue the conversation. You use hashtag ABTTVSR, AfterBuzz TV Survivors Remorse. I'm your host, Jimmy V. I can be on Twitter and Instagram at Be Your Own Dad. Also started up a YouTube channel. I'm trying to expand my wings, Jimmy V. But of course, I'm with the baddest crew in the land. What's up?
Yeah, you can find me at your girl Trene. You better follow me, and I'm gonna follow you back.
Okay.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Shaprintace Lynn with 2 N's, and the Cowboys won! Woo!
Oh man! Shout out to Pats.
And I end it with find me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Gary Thomas. It's just branded, That's how it is. I'm sorry, guys. Get your news from me too.
Hey.
Gary Thomas.
Plug.
Right.
And see you guys next week. Holla.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.